Hi everyone, this is Killshot from the 99 Army, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 10, Early Spoiler Special. And we just wanted to do one of these to get some additional chat around there because on this day of The Walking Dead, we've got, everybody wants to talk about spoilers, but then half of our army doesn't want to see spoilers. So we're trying to direct the traffic to make sure we got a little bit of something for everybody. And this will be the last spoiler stream before the show because the 8 o'clock countdown we're going to do on the 99 Dead channel is not spoiler related. It's kind of our pregame party, and of course after that we will have the reaction video. So I just got a quick question for everybody. I was going through, we posted this. If you guys have not seen that we do have the caption contest, and ironically enough, I can't say it, not ironically, we used the same picture. There's a strategy to it. The joke's already gone now. Sorry, everybody. I just want to get out and hang out with you guys. My question is, who's the second girl? Who's the one over beside Magna? I couldn't figure that one out. I see Magna, and then Yumi, and then Tara, and then I can't figure out who the new chick is over there with the thing covering her half her face. I know. Come on. It was a joke. Stop it. That was for you, Steph. All right. We're just having a little bit of fun today on Walking Dead Day. Well, I wanted it to be lighthearted because tonight's episode is going to be extremely heavy. It's going to be intense, and we went line by line throughout the week, and we got some comments. Some people were visibly shaken by it. Hey, use that for your caption contest. It might be a winner. I can't participate. Hold the phone before we get started here. David Marsh is throwing a whole lot of emojis up there, so I got to stop. Please give me a shout. It's my 36th birthday, so happy birthday, David. Hopefully you're having a wonderful birthday. And you know what? Thank you for hanging out with us on your birthday. We appreciate that. There you go. Drama King, just like a aura around Magna. Very good, very good. I do want to say, and if you guys have not went over to the Walking Dead 999 Army Facebook page, William Finney is a legend. William is not only a patron, he's in our streams, but that tattoo took you to legendary status. I had heard, I think Sean from our 999 Army has said he was going to get a tattoo, but William Finney is rocking a 999 Army tattoo. It is unbelievable. He still had the ink around it, but when that thing heals, I want to see it. Dude, you're just unbelievable. You are the man. But super shout out to you. All right, let's get into a little bit of spoilers tonight. This is not going to be a super long stream. We'll keep it 10 or 15 minutes. But I want to go over some of the highlights of tonight's episode. And, one of the things that is really going to test us tonight is the back and forth between which things are Frank, which things are Alpha, and what has been kind of misrepresented. I can't speak today, guys. You know what? I'm gonna cancel this stream. I swear I've not been drinking. I'm just too excited for this show, I guess. That that she has been told are true and are not true. How about that? Does that work? The other thing that really jumps out to me is how Lydia said that she's never felt alone because they've always been among the dead. She misses the way the dead smell. She misses being around them. That kind of struck me as, I think Lydia sees the dead as pets. Do you guys kind of get that? Like, I know it's gross, Julia, but it's almost, she grew up like that. She grew up being surrounded by dead people, so they're probably like puppies to her. That she's not intimidated. Maybe she's seen a few people die. But the other question I have for all of you is, how soon did they get this idea? Is this something that, because not everybody would go out there and do it, and there's a lot of groups that have lost their lives and have been taking over, but is this something that when on the 23rd day when Alpha was with this group, she's just like, you know what? Let's just let's skin the ones that are here, left here. Let's make them into suits, because we didn't see that with Fear the Walking Dead. We didn't see it when they were in Atlanta. My gosh, I don't want to talk about how bad of a leader Rick possibly was. All Rick had to do a couple years ago is just put on some walker suits, and he could have kept everybody alive. Look at how many people died under Rick's watch because it took him forever to put walker guts on himself. And I mean that tongue-in-cheek. I mean, I love Rick Grimes as a leader. However, with the comic book read today, how many people participated in our premiere and saw the comic book read, issue number 115, All Out War? We are at All Out War, everybody. We turned the corner. We're getting there. Because I know a few of you did, and one thing I saw is that there's a lot of people not really feeling the Rick Grimes leadership vibe. Comic fans or people that are recently watched a long time ago, are you guys feeling that Rick leaves a little bit to be desired? And it does seem a little, for me, it's harder to hate comic Negan than it was to hate TV Negan. And for me, it's harder to like comic Rick Grimes when I loved TV Rick Grimes. So, anyway, just a lot of stuff going on. But I'm going to tie it all into what we're talking about. Because Alpha's leadership, Alpha's, it is swift, and I want to dig down a little bit more into, God, I keep saying that, but it is dark. If you guys lose me this season, because I really got too much into the dark side of the alpha mentality, then you'll know why. But I'm interested. I'm interested in how quick she snapped. What's important to her? Who is expendable? Who's vital? How much she loves Lydia and how much she feels obligated to have Lydia around. If she feels like she's okay by herself as long as she's got the dead with her. I mean, all of those things, it's just going to be her dialogue and her bargaining chips, and it all starts tonight. I'm super excited about Alpha. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm excited about a villain. Ella Smith says TV Negan was a monster, and he was, right? That's why it's so hard to kind of get back on Team Negan. Viola, I'm still unsure about that. Viola says, I don't think she loves Lydia. Well, she did go out of her way to brainwash Lydia, and she has kept her alive. I mean, she certainly has a warped version of love that is not what most of us would consider. But one thing we are going to do is we're going to do some real deep psychology videos on, I'm going to break down everything she does. If you guys are new to 999 Army and 999 Dead, we'll pick a channel. We might even do it on 999 Gaming. But the psychology of Alpha is going to be something that we're going to ask a lot of people to really get involved in those streams. And we're going to have to check some, I think it's going to have to be non-emotional and just kind of from a clinical standpoint. And the reason I say non-emotional is because what happens is, as she tends to start killing people, we tend to hate her more and more. And then we're going to, I think it's right to blame her, but I do want to get to, if there is a why. I think we're going to ask why several times. Anna Smith says she keeps her power because she has Lydia as a toy. Well, see, that's where it doesn't quite match the comic. And I can't speak with authority on the comic. Now, I don't know if... let me be very careful with how I ask this. And please be very careful with how you respond to this. Because chat is something that is important to YouTube as well. Is on the TV show, Lydia seems to be a punching bag. On the comic, and I have not read this, so I'm trying to read into it, things happen to Lydia, but does Alpha use that as a sick reward or a sick benefit? Those of you that have read that far into the comics, be careful, please, with how you answer this, and because I'll make my own assessment later on when I read that far into it. Is it like, hey, you're loyal Whispers, so why don't you go have a turn at you're a sicko and go take my daughter? Am I wrong by that? By suggesting that, or is that comic buffs? Are you seeing that? Or is it for her benefit? Like I said, I'm going by people that have talked about it. I know it's sick, it's disgusting. And I guess in about 20 issues, I'll be right there, so I'll be able to kind of decide. All right, but as we said, Kitty Pet says, no, you aren't wrong, but also convinces Lydia to make her better. So it's kind of benefit of some of her sick people that they enjoy it, but also to change her mindset that she's just endures whatever. So it looks like on the TV show that physical abuse is going to take precedence over the other type. Okay. Daryl, Henry, Lydia. Based on the spoilers that we talked about, and based on, we know, and part of the reason why I'm mentioning the comic and bringing it back and forth, so we've got the comic element, we've got the flashback, and we got current. Are most people in this stream, just let me know, are you guys okay with Lydia at this point? Wanting to escape, wanting to kill some people, feeling like she's got to get back, she's got to get back to her people, she's got to give them something. She doesn't feel like she can fit in with these new groups because she's never been around these groups. Still no. No, not yet. Okay, Shane, I'm okay with that. Tammy says she's horrible. Not okay with Lydia. So, let me go on record because this is not going to be a popular opinion. And it definitely won't be popular after tonight's show because we know Lydia's lying. We know that Lydia has been abused, brainwashed. We know that Lydia is going to try to kill Henry tonight. Or she was going to. And then she snaps. I'm going to take the lead here and say, I'm not a Lydia hater. I'm a Lydia empathizer. At this point, I understand her. I understand what she's went through. I understand she can't give up everything that she knew. Look, she has lived her entire life in a zombie apocalypse, surrounded by dead people, an abusive mother, very little time in a shelter. So, this life that Daryl is telling her, like, hey, you can join us at the hilltop, is not a life she understands because she's never lived it. So the point would be, if you've lived 13, 14 years and you've only seen a certain thing, why should you trust someone that's telling you about something different? She's seen them kill. She's seen them take over. It's normal. It's normal to say, we take over communities. We were going to kill you. It appears like her filters are definitely coming off. Like, you guys are all going to die. And she says it so matter-of-factly. Like, what's the big deal? You're out here living. It's just a matter of time before somebody else mows you down. So, I'm not expecting to change everyone's mind and say, yeah, I get Lydia now, because I think it's important that we blame her a little bit, because I think it's human nature. But as more and more facts come out, we're going to shift on Lydia really, really quickly. And those of you that don't like Lydia, let me say it this way. You're probably going to take all of that anger. See, right now you've got Alpha, who's hated. You got Lydia that's somewhat disliked. Still don't like her. She's doing this and this and this. I think at some point you're going to take all of that anger with Lydia and you're going to double stack it on Alpha. So Alpha is going to get the blame for everything that Lydia does. And we're probably going to start looking at it and say, this child is the way she is because her mother chose to. Her mother was an adult. Her mother made those decisions. Her mother decapitated people. She lived in a world where that was not normal, and she raised her daughter into a world to make that normal, because that's what she needed to do to survive. And Sheila Mack, I think that's the point. We don't like her because we've only seen that, but knowing what we know from the spoilers tonight, I'm willing to move on past that relatively quickly. I don't think I'm going to dwell on Lydia being the evil person on the show for a long period of time. In fact, I'm going to put her neutral right now. And I'm going to load up on Alpha. I am going to be the biggest, absolute Alpha hater. If you guys thought I was anti-Negan, and I was for a long time, oh, believe me, I was like public enemy number one to Negan. You're going to see me so anti-Alpha, it's going to be mind-blowing. Now, I'm going to like Samantha Morton, because I do like me some good acting. But it is about to set off a snowball effect. And it's going to take a whole lot of life with her. Not only the lives that she's going to ruin, because she's going to kill people, but the psyche of the people that love those people, and the psyche of the people that she's torturing and abusing. So Alpha's really coming at us from a lot of different directions. Directions that Negan tried, but Negan didn't quite pull it off, I think, 100%. So, yeah, Kimberly M. says, I don't think you top Steph on the Negan hate kills. Kimberly, and those that have watched videos, our streams for a couple of years, when that first lineup went down, I said, there is no way they will ever get me to like this person. And I was wrong. I mean, I was pretty wrong. But it wasn't night and day. It took a lot. It took a lot of plot shifts. And it really boiled down to Judith, to be honest. And now I'm okay with it. But if you guys remember last season, I said the icing on the cake, there's two more things that need to happen. Well, Kel said, Kills, you called me crazy for saying Negan would. Well, Kels, the problem is you started drinking the Kool-Aid before you should have, in my opinion. You were starting to be Team Negan before I thought it was just. And that's why I was critical of it. Because there were two specific things that I said will have to happen Three, actually three. I said, one, they're going to have to lock Negan up, and he's going to have to show reform. Number two, Judith is going to have to form a bond with him. Actually, there were four. Number three, I said Maggie would have to not kill him when she had the opportunity. So there's three. And then the last thing I said is they need to create a villain more evil than Negan, so it takes people's mind off of Negan and let Negan actively participate in the saving of the people that she's going to persecute. So all of those things I needed to happen, and that was after many of you were already, hey, I like Negan. He makes a lot of cool comments and likes lemonade. I mean, all of those things. But I was not there until I started to see the way things played out. We can all see you, Twin on tour. You are right there, man. All right, so one thing that we're going to do is we're about 20 minutes in. Based on, I like to compare. So this episode tonight is going to have some flashbacks. And flashbacks sometimes can, if you're not really into the story, they don't seem very action-packed. There is going to be some action in the flashbacks. And then we get current dialogue. So there's going to be a lot of sitting through dialogue. But then we are going to see some action toward the end of Magna, Yumiko, Connie, Kelley. The Whisperers are going to make their grand introduction tonight. So a little pregame rating system. We do this every Sunday. And you guys are all here for the spoilers, so you've watched the spoilers the other night. We did an hour-long stream. And so you know what's going to happen. Step by step, you know what's going to happen. From a 1 to a 10, I need you to give me a rating of tonight's show before you even watch it. Because when we do the reaction video, I want to compare what we think is going to happen compared to how we saw it unfold. Because there's still going to be some things that go down tonight that even though we talked about the spoiler, seeing it happen is a little bit more shocking. So we got a few 10s out there. I'm loving these scores. Deborah's a little tough customer. She's giving it an 8. Beta, 9.5. Beta, just a 9.5 when you get to see your alpha tonight. June Smith's giving it a 1 because of no Rick. June. What am I going to do with June Smith? Oh, boy. It's going to be, I'm going to give it a 9. And I'm going to tell you why right now. I'm going to give it a 9 because I think it's going to be confusing as hell with the back and forth. Because I honestly had to read it about 3 times to be like, wait a minute, how is this going to translate on television? We're going to think Frank is Alpha, but Alpha is really Frank. And I still don't know if that's the way it's going to go down. That's the way I'm assuming it's going to go down. Because Lydia gets like, at the very end, she sees the mom with the baby and, reality. Get me back in the jail cell. Lock me back up. I was going to beat you over the head with a hammer, Henry. How many people would, okay, so we know Lydia's going to have a hammer. Here, this will be the closing comment. How many people know Lydia's going to have a hammer and she's going to go into flashback mode? Anybody here wish Lydia would just at least get one shot off with the hammer? Does Henry at least deserve one shot? Maybe. I am not a fan of that kid. I'm not a fan of Henry. A few people, I think. Oh, Henry. And we know little Hennessy, man. He's in too deep. He's going to be following her back. All right, and we're 24 minutes in, so I got one more comment of all the spoilers we talked about. Flashbacks. Let me jump around to a couple more things. Magna, Yumi going out to look for Luke. Daryl eavesdropping. Lydia and Henry getting a tour around Hilltop. and the introduction of the whispers. I am Alpa. I'm here for my daughter. So that's apparently what we're going to get. What are you guys most excited about tonight? What do you want to see play out? So let's get that as a permanent part of this video, and then we will wind this thing down, and we'll get back together about 8 o'clock tonight. I think some people are really excited to hear Alpha use some complete sentences, so the next time we get one of our stream, I'll have some full dialogue. I think one day I'm going to do a video of Alpha, Daryl, and Eugene walked into a bar. How about that? Would anybody? And I'll see if I can kind of, I'll see if I can get as much of the voices as I can possibly can. Look, I'm no Ross Marquand, but I can at least, differentiate between the three. All right. If you guys are interested in that, then give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you pike that like button. And we're going to wind this thing down. Thanks for showing up. This is the 999 Army Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 10, Early Spoiler Special. I will see all of you tonight at 8 o'clock on the 999 Dead channel. No spoilers. We're just going to do a 15, 20-minute countdown while people are making their Walking Dead dishes and having their parties and get ready for the show tonight. We'll see you at 8 on the 999 Dead channel. And we'll also see every one of you, every single person, at 10:10 after The Walking Dead for our reaction video. My name's Killshot. I will see you all at 8 o'clock. Peace.